Hello everyone, and welcome back to Revit Snippets. Great tips you can learn in just a few minutes. Today, let's see how we can recreate the stairwell of this very famous building in London. I have a close-up view here, and as you can see, it's made up from mostly metal panels and concrete. The same thing we will get at the end following this tutorial. So something like this. You can see that is fully in 3D and very similar to the reference image. If I now try to select the panels and make them transparent, you can see the internal staircase as well. This will be a good opportunity for us to master stair modeling in Revit. By the way, if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe now, because we do tutorials like this every single day. Alright, let's get started. We're gonna keep this one here for reference, but for now let's create a brand new project. And to begin, let's create a quick stair connecting level 0 to level 1. I can go to Stair now. And let's say we want to have 26 steps. The width of the actual run I can set here to be 1200. And let's draw the first half there. And then the second half. Because we're using stair components, you can see there the landing has been automatically generated. I can then move this one closer to the other one. Just change this dimension here. We should try to set it to measure the gap between those two stair flights. I can do so easily by just adjusting these blue points. And now I can change that to 200. Next step, I need to click on this landing here and choose to convert it into a sketch-based landing. You can see here the landing is set to be one way. That means that once you have converted it to a sketch-based element, there's no way to turn it back. That's fine, we know what we're doing. Let's close this. And now, because that's a sketch-based element, I can go up here and do edit sketch. Now here comes a little trick. To make sure the railing comes at the right height on the landing and along your stair, always try to leave here a distance equal to the length of one step. I can try that now by drawing here a circle. So here we have this width to be the length of one step. We need to leave here on the right hand side the same distance. Let me then adjust this line and make it stop there. The same goes for the other end. Once that's done, I can delete my circles and also this line over here. We don't need that anymore. Next step, let's draw the arc, connecting the endpoints here and here. Here we go. I can now click on Finish and check out this in 3D. So the bad start, but as you can see the stair type is wrong. We need to make this into a monolithic stair type. I can then select the stair now and change this to cast in place stair. Okay, let's do Finish now to see. Well, the stair looks alright, but I don't like this surface button on these surfaces. Let's go to here, select it again, and we can turn off this surface button by going to Edit Type, change the Run type to use a different material. I will change this now to just precast concrete. And let's now copy the same name there and paste it here. Click OK. And now that's much cleaner. To make the stair look more realistic, we need to create some additional levels. At the moment there are only 2. Let me go to maybe the south elevation and just copy this level 1 up a few times. So copy multiple. Alright, 5 levels should be enough for now. We can now select the stair and do select levels. This will make this into a multi-storey stair. When you are in this mode, simply select the levels above like this and then do Finish. Now the stair has multiplied itself to cover the upper levels as well. Next step is for us to create this floor element here. We can now go to level 1. Let's start from floor by footprint. We can now, just like before, leave a space at the beginning that is equal to the width of one single step. This step here is about 250, so let's do 250 here as well. And then copy this down a few times. These two, actually I can do with only one, so let me trim them like this. and then draw the arc to finish the sketch. Here we go. Click finish now. And let's see this now in 3D. That's a bit thick there. Let's make it a thinner floor. We can start from this one. Duplicate this. Call this 200 mil. I will now make this layer 200 mil thick. And then simply delete the other layers that I don't need. The material now, let's set the same one here as well. Precast concrete. Here we go. Now, there's something wrong with our stair because here you can see this final step is a bit too high. Let's change it. If you now select the whole stair, this whole thing is the multi-storey stair and there's no edit button. You need to now press tab to get only one section of the stair now. And this will allow edit stairs. We can now select this final run there and then untick this box that says end with riser. We can also change this now to be 4000, which is the elevation of level 1. Here we go. Click now finish. And now obviously I need to extend this floor to meet that final step. Let's now copy this floor up to the other level. So I will just select it here, do copy to clipboard, and then paste a line to some levels. It is now at level 1, so I will choose now level 2 to 5. Just like that. We can now save this model now before we forget. Okay, now we are ready to change the railing. This one is automatically created, but it's of the wrong type. Let's change it by going to edit type, go to baluster, and change this family to be none. I can do the same here as well for start post, end post, and corner post. Also untick this box here, otherwise you will still get balusters whenever this railing climbs up a stair. Here we go. Moving on, it's time now to create the envelope of our stair. Now, there can be different ways to do this, but to me the easiest method is to use curtain wall with curved panels. Let's create that wall type now. I will drop in here just a quick curtain wall to begin with. And also to make it realistic, we can put in here a curve as well. I can then edit type of this wall and then set vertical grid to be populated every 1.5 meters. Horizontal grid, we don't need any, so just keep this as none. Let's see how it looks like. Here we go. But if you look closely, those panels, they are still straight. We can now try to make them into curved panels using a little trick. For this trick, you need to create another basic wall type. I will draw one here. And now, let's duplicate this and call this one 50 mm metal panel. Click OK now. Go to structure. And this I can change now to 50 mm. For the material, let's go for something metallic and shiny. There's already one here we can use, and that's metal panel there. We can now select our curtain panel, go back to edit type, and set this wall type to be the curtain panel type of this curtain system. That's the one there, 50 mm metal panel. And now as you can see, these are now truly curved panels. It's time now to use this wall type and wrap around our staircase. Let's do right click on one of them and do create similar. Make sure the level for the base is correct. And then you can use this pick line button to start creating walls. I will go around this and start from here. To begin, we only need 2 of them, one curved and one straight. Let's now return to the level 0 view, and here's our curved ones. I can see now that the panels are clashing into my stair. Let's offset them away slightly. Go to offset, and let's try 50 mm. Untick copy. And then make sure you don't offset the individual wall panels. If I do this for example, only that one single panel is affected. Let's undo now. And this time, make sure we get the dashed line at the center of the curtain wall. I can now click once, and it's done it. For the straight wall, let's see where that is. It's this one here. Let's now do the same offset. And then I can mirror this to the other side, around the center line of my stair flight. We can then trim these two to connect them. Here we go. Let's go back to 3D now. Select them both and change the height to maybe 2 meters. That's a bit low actually. Let me try 2500. Next step is to put in our frame. If you look at the reference image again, between those panels there are thin frames. Let's put them in now. We first need to make sure the profile for these frames are ready. I can try curtain wall mullions, rectangular mullion, and maybe duplicate this to create a 50mm square. Right click, edit type, and I can change these to be 25 and then 50. We can then select our wall type and apply that new mullion family in here, but only for vertical mullions. So 50mm square. Here we go. There's a small problem there, but I can also select this one here and just delete it. Now it's clean. Let's now start changing the height of our wall to make them follow our stair. I can start from this one here at the landing. And let's try base offset to be 1800. And this one now, maybe 2700. Here we go. For the straight wall, we can do edit profile. So let's get it first. Edit profile. And then I can just pick the underside of this sloping stair. Like so. Then just copy this one up by 2500. Let's now trim them to make into a closed loop. Now this looks a bit wrong, so let me go back in here and just move this line down to there. Click on finish, and that looks ready. Let's now do the same for the other side. I will now select this wall there, go back to plan view, and then move it from here to there. Go back to 3D. Let's make it join this curved wall first. Press tab until you can select this end face here of the curved wall and then extend this one there to meet. I can now get this, change the base offset to be the same as the one on the landing, and then do edit profile. Again, leverage our stair here. Let's pick this line, copy this up by 2500. Trim everything into a nice loop. Finish to see how it looks like. And let's say we want to move this one a bit down. So let's go back in here and just move it down. And we try to select all those 3 walls now. And then turn them into a group. Maybe call this envelope. I can now copy this group to the upper levels from 1 to 4. By doing this, it becomes clear to me that I need to have another curved wall here. Let's do it now. We can now edit this group here. Select the curved wall and try to mirror it to the other side. It's easier done in level 1 view. So while in here, I can do mirror and then just get the middle point of this stair run. Let's check in 3D now. And here we can change the height of this element. Next step, we can extend these 2 straight walls to meet this new one. Let's click on one of them here, edit profile, do align. And also I need to move this line down, so do align one more time. Let's now do finish group to populate this change up the other levels. Once I've done that, it's clear that this gap here also needs to be closed. Let's edit this group here and then change the profile of this wall. When you do this, make sure that you can also delete some mullions that are rotated wrong. Like this one here, I can unpin it and then delete it right there, allowing the walls to connect. The same one will go here. Just like that. Take a good look around to make sure everything is nicely connected. And now we're ready for the next step. It's time to fix our railing. For that purpose, let me just select all those groups and hide them just for now. So for the railing here, to go around our floor, we need to edit the sketch in this way. So edit path now, and then pick the boundary of this floor, and then just extend those lines to meet the new curve, like that. Finish, see how it looks like, and here you have also a connection to make. Nice. Let's now fix the internal railing as well, this one right here. Go to edit path again, and this one I actually want to throw in here a curve, because then it will look more like in the real project. Like that. And the same one here. Make sure everything is nicely connected, and then do finish. Well, that doesn't look very nice. If you look into this junction, for example, this upper railing segment, it doesn't have enough space here to go down to the same level as the lower half of it. That's why here there's a break. I need to give it some more space here to transition smoothly. Let's now do edit path. Let's now do what we should have done before. I will pick this path for reference, draw a circle, and then extend this line to here. And then move this curve to this new endpoint. Press finish now. And you can see straight away that's a smooth connection. Let's do the same here. And now that's much better. Next step, we need to create brackets for those railings. Because this one here, it should have some elements to fix it against the wall. Let's see if we have a bracket family already. Under railings, I have already this one here. Let's see what it looks like. I can do edit family now. And it's simply just a baluster in the form of a bracket. I can then select this railing to apply the bracket from edit type. Under baluster placement, select this bracket family there. And maybe have it every 500 mil. Here we go. It's a bit lower than the actual handrail. Let me fix that now. Go back to edit type and just offset this up a bit slightly, maybe by 10 mil. Let's see how it looks like. Here we go. We now need to create walls in the center of the stair so the internal railing can have something to fix into. If you check out this reference image here, it's that part there. Anyway, to place this easier, I will place in here 2 structural columns first. For speed, I will just scrap it now from one of my previous projects. It's a nice ramp we built in a different lesson. If you want to learn how to build this yourself, subscribe to the channel now and find this video in our collection. For now, all I need is this column family, so let me just copy this, edit family, and then load this into my new project, Rogers Stairs 2. And how about placing it right here? And then change to 3D. Make sure it goes from level 0 to the top level. I can now go back to the... Let's now move it here. Here we go. I can also now mirror this to the other side. There's only one small problem. Our railing here is now very close to the column, and that means there's no room for the wall to come in. Let's now do edit path, and then widen the sketch by 50 mil. using the offset command. Here we go. In this space, we will now put in our wall. Let's select this group here, edit group, and just mirror this wall to the other side of our stair flight. Make sure it's moved to the right location as well. And for this one, I can actually reset the profile because it doesn't have to follow the stair, it only needs to go all the way up from the ground. So reset profile now. If I check out in 3D now, we can now mirror it to the other side as well. And then I can do create similar to create this final section here at the end using an arc. The same goes on the other side here. This mullion shouldn't be there, so let me just select these two, delete them, and then repeat on this side as well. Okay, you see that in 3D now, that looks exactly like in the reference image. The similarity is even more striking if I now reset the view and see the outer layer of wall as well. Anyway, this stair is not very nice at the moment to use because it has no roof. Let's put in a roof now. I will hide these walls one more time and then activate this roof command. Just like before, we'll start modeling from the ground up, so I've set this now to level 0 and then change the roof type to be something thinner. Let's call this one also 50 mm. And then remove any layers that are not structural. For this one now, that can be 50 mm in thickness. And the material, we can use the same metal panel material right here. For the sketch, I will start picking the boundary of this floor. And then make sure they connect as well. There's no slope needed, so I will select everything there and then turn off define slope. Here we go. We can now copy it to the same place and then edit the sketch of the copy. This time I will pick the boundary of the opposite floor, this one here. And without any slope. This one actually should be on level 1. Let's quickly reset the view to see our wall. As you can see, the roof has to be slightly bigger, otherwise rainwater can get in here. Let's do edit sketch and then offset this by 50 mm again. And I think that's good enough. Let's do the same for this one here. We can then start isolating these two roofs and then start connecting them. Firstly on this side, I will do roof by extrusion. Set the extrusion now to be this vertical face right there. And for now, this can be on level 0. I can now start drawing a line like this, connecting those two, and do finish. This width can be flexible depending on how wide your stair flight is. We can now reset the view to get that value. I can do that quickly by using the align command now. Get this full face, and then click on the roof. Very nice. Anyway, as you can see there, I made a mistake. These two walls in the center, I made them as part of a group, that's why they are now repeated and overlapping like crazy. Let's go to edit group here. Copy them to the clipboard. And then delete them. We can now do finish. They'll be gone, but you can quickly paste them back to level 0. Now they are a bit quite low, so let me change the offset to be 0 there and then level 5 here. So, crisis averted. Anyway, let's now add those roofs into our group. I will first select this roof there and then copy it to level 0. Because we want to have another copy of it here. Click on this group now, edit it, and now I'm free to add those roofs in here. Some of them are copied now, but not on this side just yet. We need to now edit this group one more time and make a second roof by extrusion right here. I will use the same method from before, so roof by extrusion, set the blend to be this tiny one, level 0 as the base level, and draw the diagonal line like this. Make sure it's stopped at the right time, so let's do an alignment. This face should be where this one is. Now after we've done this, we can see clearly that this wall has to change. We can now edit profile of this one more time. And then click finish. And then finish again. Alright, we're almost there. The last few final touches are those beams. To create them, we obviously need to load in here some structural beam families first. Let's go to Insert, Load Family, UK, Structural Framing, Concrete, and choose this rectangular beam family there. I will go to level 0 now, and place one right here. So, Structure, Beam. The family type is a bit big, so let's change this now to 200 by 400 mil. And then change those numbers accordingly. I can now start drawing the first beam like so. You don't see them, but if you go to 3D now, they are lying here on the ground floor. The materials, I don't like this pattern again, so let's change this now to also precast concrete. And let's move this one up, maybe by 1800. There's still a gap there, so maybe 2000. Very nice. We can now also mirror this to the other side now. And here, let's see if we could try 4 meters for both. We can now easily copy them up by just including them into this group here. So I will edit group and do add elements. All 6 new beams can now be added. Click finish now. And then we also here and anywhere up the chain where they need it to appear. Okay, the final touch of detail is this. According to the image, those beams that are exactly where the landing ends and the flight of stair begins. In our case, there's a gap here between the landing and the beam. Let's move things to fix this. I will now select those beams in the group. And then just move them this way. Here we go. We can do the same here as well. Just move them this way. Very nice. Now, there's one more thing to do. If you look at the reference image again, the building also have these diagonal beams connecting those bigger ones. Let's create them now. I can go to level 1 now. Go to the beam tool again. And this time use the smaller beam size, 100 by 200. Let's draw a quick one like this. Again, before you go further, maybe feel free to change the material. Like so. We can now start changing the offset parameters for the start and the end point. It's not very accurate, but I can fix this easily by using this align command. So select this bottom face here of the stair, and then click on the beam. They will align immediately. We can now extend this beam to meet the bigger one. Let's use the extend command now, and then select the middle beam. You may have to go a bit further, maybe to this point here. Now some of it has gone to the other side. Let's change the beam's length slightly to fix this. You can see there's a number there, and I can change that to maybe 650. And keep reducing this until the problem is gone. We can now copy this beam to here. I can do so easier from plan view. Let's go to level 0 now. and just copy this beam along this direction. Back on 3D, I can now do align and make sure this beam sitting right there. We can now select those two smaller beams, go back to plan view, and mirror them to the other side. Over here, it's just a matter of aligning them again to this other sloping plane of the stairs underside. Here we go. I can now select this group and include our new beams into it. Look at that, everything's copied across nicely as well. Anyway, one last thing to fix is the position of our columns. This one here, for example, should be exactly where this beam intersects with the other one in this direction. Let's go to the south elevation for this. I can turn on a wireframe now. Select this column and move it this way. The same goes for this column here. Very nice. Go back to 3D now. I can see the columns are at the right place, but these walls are not. Let's go to level 0 now to fix them. We also need to cover the top of the stair there. Let's copy some elements up there. Amazing. Let's see how it looks like in realistic view. That's nice already. And you can see the metal color and material is also acting very well. Feel free to play a bit more with the materials and eventually you should get something like this. Alright, if you enjoyed this lesson and want more like this coming every single day, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We also have another video on 5 best tips for creating Revit railings. That can be useful if you want to create staircases as complex as this. You can watch that video now using the link in the description. For now, practice creating this very nice staircase and I'll see you in the next lesson.